Uh, and okay, I mean, this season is going to have this question all the time, and it's a very interesting question. But on the topic of independence, we have independence is a very interesting trait, right? Because it's self-sufficient. It means you are in control of your own destiny and stuff. So if you were an animal, what animal would you be and why? Would it be a very independent animal?
I mean, honestly, I don't really associate myself with an animal, so
Okay.
I think I want to respond with a person instead.
Okay, that's
So,
cool. Humans are animals too.
So I think on the topic of independence, I would like to be Winston Churchill. He's been often called the British Bulldog because of his incredible stubbornness and his willingness to never give up. He was a very independent man. Pretty much when a lot of the nation wanted to surrender to the Nazi fascists, he was one of the only bastions that you know that needed to fight on, and he eventually convinced the nation that if we surrender, then we will be annihilated.
Right, so a very aspiring role model, a great man. And also it somehow relates to animals too because the English Bulldog.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay. Thank you very much for your sharing of the topic of independence. And honestly, we really need like more young people to perceive independence as something that is related to family, that is related to self-discovery. It's not just something that you can do for yourself, right? Oh, okay. Like we will pause the conversation on independence and we have what we call the barrel of happiness. Thank you very much. And so this season, we're going to bring out a few trinkets that you've brought along that mean a lot to you. And I see a lot of history-related books right here with me. And I would love it if you could tell us a bit about every single piece. Oh. Yeah, okay, here. These are the things that I would love for you to tell me about. Thank you so much. Right,
Oh.
Here we go.
So this World War II book, it is one of the many World War II books that I have, but I think this one means the most to me. Because I believe this was one of the first ones that I had my hands on. Mm-hmm. And
how old were you, might I ask, when you received this, when you started reading this?
9 or 10.
9 years old, reading about World War II in a book this thick.
I believe like 10. This was the one that got me like really interested. Mm-hmm. So when I was 8 and 9, I read a lot of Vietnamese history books, and they weren't bad, but it was a little bit too general.
It brisked the surface, right?
Yeah,
it only touched on the surface.
It was too much like a history textbook, and it was okay to read, but not the best.
And how about Sherlock Holmes? Because like this is a purely fictional piece, and it's also about a very creative story, a very meticulously crafted piece of literature. So what history standpoint do you see from this?
I don't read that really for the history. It's more like a book that kind of starts up my brain.
It's a good getaway from every factual stuff, right? So like this is your escape from history a bit. And I remember my favorite story from Sherlock Holmes would be the story of the gem hidden in the statues. Do you remember that? And we can all agree that shiny things are great. I don't know, it was like a really nice story about a gem. And we can agree that shiny things are great, and that is why I chose that out of the wheelbarrow, because it's shiny. So can you explain to me a bit?
So this is the one of my Irish cups. This was a second place that I got.
Okay, so we have accounts of history, explanations of accounts of history, something that happened in history, an escape from history, and a prize from history.
Yeah.
That's very cool of you. And all of this comes together with a central point of like it relating to history, and that is where you're very comfortable and where you can establish your dominance and independence, right? Because you won a cup. So how does overall history tie to your journey to independence? How do you think?
Well, like, of course, history is my own thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
My own thing.
And winning these cups, really builds confidence and stuff. So if you find a thing that you really like, you getting some recognition for your talents is really good, because it builds your own personality. It builds your independence, your individual.
Feels great.
Yeah.
It also feels great.